Have you ever felt like you are playing a game of hide and seek in your own relationship, but you are the only one looking? You find yourself waiting by the phone, trying to guess what he is thinking, and working twice as hard just to keep things normal. It is exhausting to love someone who feels like a puzzle you can never quite solve. Today, we are going to talk about why we stay with people who hide their hearts, and how to stop doing all the heavy lifting.
The biggest mistake we make is thinking that his distance is just a little problem we can fix if we try harder. We tell ourselves that if we are sweeter, more patient, or more understanding, he will finally open up to us. But the truth is, his emotional distance is not a temporary roadblock. It is a sign that you two want completely different things from a relationship.
When a man pulls away, and you keep showing up anyway, he learns that he does not have to do the hard work of love. Your consistency actually rewards his bad behavior. He gets all of your warmth and attention without ever having to share his own feelings. It is a perfect deal for him, but it leaves you completely empty.
Why do we run toward people who pull away from us? Often it is because emotional distance feels familiar to our hearts. If you had to chase love or approval when you were little, your brain learned that love equals struggle. What feels safe to your nervous system might actually just be an old wound you are trying to heal.
Let us look at how this happens in real life. One day he runs hot, and the next day he runs cold. When things are good, they are absolutely wonderful, and you feel like you are on top of the world. But then, for no reason at all, he suddenly goes quiet and disappears into himself.
Instead of seeing his silence as a warning sign, you work even harder to get the warm version back. You send the first text, you make the plans, and you do whatever it takes to fix the mood. He quickly learns that whenever he steps back, you will take 2 steps forward to chase him.
Another common excuse we make is believing him when he says he is just not good at talking about his feelings. He might tell you that he did not grow up in a family that shared emotions, so you accept it, and you take on the entire job of managing the emotional climate of the relationship.
You become the one who initiates every deep conversation, the one who asks how his day was, and the one who makes sure he always feels comfortable. He never has to grow or change because you fill every single gap he leaves behind. You are doing all the work for 2 people. Sometimes we confuse a man's mystery for deep emotion. He is quiet, guarded, and very hard to read. You might find this intriguing, like a secret puzzle that only you are smart enough to solve. You spend so much energy trying to understand him, but a closed door is not a mystery. It is just closed.
The most confusing part is when he uses vulnerability selectively. Every once in a while, usually right after a big fight or when he feels you starting to pull away, he suddenly opens up. He shares a small secret or a sad story, just enough to make you feel close to him again.
You see this tiny moment of openness as a huge breakthrough. You tell yourself that he is finally changing, and you hold on to that hope for weeks. But as soon as he feels secure and knows you are not going anywhere, the walls go right back up. He gave you just enough intimacy to keep you hooked.
To break this painful cycle, you have to begin doing the inner work. You must start asking yourself the hard questions that you have been avoiding. Are you truly attracted to who this man actually is right now? Or are you just attracted to the fantasy of finally breaking through his walls?
A man who is truly right for you will not require you to beg for his presence. He will not make you feel like you need a map and a flashlight just to find his heart. Real love does not feel like a constant struggle or a riddle you have to solve every single day. It feels safe, clear, and open.
Start practicing a new habit. Notice how you feel after you spend time with him. Do you feel happy, secure, and full of energy? Or do you feel tired, anxious, and completely drained? Remember this truth down in your bones. A relationship that leaves you consistently exhausted is not love. It is labor.
If this message spoke to you, I invite you to tell me in the comments, are you currently attracted to who he really is, or are you just waiting for him to finally change? Don't be shy. Sometimes the words we are afraid to say out loud become the very words that help someone else feel less alone. Your story, your experience, or even a single sentence may be exactly what another woman needed to hear today. If you're on this journey of healing, growth, and choosing yourself again, don't forget to join this community of women who are taking their power back and becoming the authors of their own lives by subscribing today. And before you go, like this video to help it reach other women who may need to hear this message too. Feel free to share this video if it reminded you of someone who may be walking through something similar. Thank you for watching, and remember, your story is still being written. Peace and love always.